Hi, welcome to Zena Gallery. My name is Zena. I'm going to provide an energy reading for today, so let's see what we have. So, the first message I have, make sure you're basking in joy and light when it comes to the season. So, summer, anything that is bringing you joy, make sure you're transforming and unveiling your gifts. So, I'm getting when it comes to self, basically unveiling any gifts or any special talents you have within yourself. Okay. Make sure you're choosing a direction, choosing your path that is best fit for possibly your talents and your gifts. Make sure you are confiding in Most High God, your spirit team, when it comes to any important information. Make sure you're connecting with your emotions, cleansing any emotions that need to be cleansed, or working through any emotions. Let's see. Yeah, so make sure you're holding on to and protecting, and when it comes to your spirituality, your beliefs, and enjoying any growth and any rewards you may be receiving at this time. Make and if you're receiving any rewards or growth or anything to be happy about, make sure you're enjoying that, okay? But also, if you aren't receiving any rewards, or you're still working, or just within self, any shadow work or dark night of the soul, anything like that, make sure you're shifting your perception, um, so that you're not being so much defensive or on guard or taking offense. Everybody's in a different chapter, so just make sure you're practicing, studying when it comes to any internal talents or gifts or spirituality or whatever journey you're on, healing, growing, working. Um, so, yeah, just make sure you're not uh, being so defensive. So, I'm getting defensive energy, like possibly, what is it? When people are in a healing journey, they hear a little bit or understand a little bit different. So, I'm getting compassion. So, um, people may be in a different chapter as far as excelling in work-life balance or mind, body, spirit. So just make sure you're just focusing on your own personal journey, setting the intentions to create the best possible scenario or outcome or energy you would like to create for yourself, man or woman. So coming from your most high self, focusing on that energy, despite you may be around others that may be in their high self, just continue to learn from Most High God, your own personal spiritual experience from Most High God. That's our great teacher. So just make sure you're focusing on what as an individual you need to learn from your higher ups, your creator. When it comes to any energy exchanges, make sure it's in creating abundance or value or integrity. Okay, so exchanging any energy that is positive, that will help or allow you to enjoy benefits and rewards and good energy within self, or possibly networking with people in the same field. Let's see. Continue to grow within any current situation. So continue to focus on wisdom and intuition. Um, and as far as your heart, make sure you're loving yourself and letting yourself be loved. So just as much as you may be giving love, make sure you're able to be, your heart chakra is open to receive love as well. All right, let's see what else. Let's go with this one. Make sure you're taking time to breathe out, especially when it comes to any emotions or things that are wearing on the emotions or causing any emotions. Make sure you're not letting your any old situations or past situations or anything that is just old in the new chapter that you're trying to push through, a new energy holds you back from possibly growing, changing, new career. It could be as simple as just an old job holding you back. So just make sure you're using that bold energy, focusing on your North Node. Let's see what else. Hold on. Yeah, make sure you're taking action. Make sure you're taking action from now until possibly, let's see, it's time to take action. So yeah, just make sure you're focusing on doing instead of possibly any procrastination, or just like allowing old things to kind of hold you back. So from now until possibly next year of early April, let's see what else. So focusing on the next full year on taking action when it comes to possibly starting a new journey. The energy here is, let's see, abundance, luck, and blessings and rewards is on your side from now until December. So just make sure you're in that manifestation energy. Make sure you're stepping out of your comfort zone so that you can make it to your North Node. And if you're already in your North Node, make sure you're enjoying that comfort zone. Whatever that comfort zone may be for any individual when it comes to life purpose, life path. Make sure you're showing the real you when it comes to self and others in the world or in humanity in general. Just make sure you're focusing on showing the real you, or possibly discovering the real you from now until let's see, from now until February, early February. So when it comes to emotions or like feelings, being real with self and being real with others. Let's see what else. Oh man, it's a little windy. It's a little wind out here, so it's blowing my cars off. Okay. Make sure you're believing make sure you're believing in the impossible, okay? So that means being very open-minded. If you're going through a rough time right now, make sure you're not thinking it's impossible to happen, all right? Make sure you are taking action on that when it comes to believing in the impossible. I'm getting real heavy believing in the impossible. Emotions are running high right now, so just make sure if it is a good opportunity for self-growth or change or anything that you want to change, make sure you're taking the actions on your emotions so you can kind of keep that momentum going. Because I'm getting this energy reading that I'm getting here is kind of like a full year of reaping rewards based on the actions that are being taken. So make sure you're looking at the big picture from now until December of this year. Okay, so from a higher perspective, not in not in like petty energy. So just being possibly being mature in any situation when it comes to self and life and things you want to change about your life, or possibly the things you have changed about your life. Just really appreciating those things, being wise about it. Make sure you're meditating. Make sure if you're not meditating already or saying prayers or just knowing how to meditate and pray, just make sure you're doing that from now until February of next year. So if you haven't been doing that, this would be a message for somebody that needs to start picking up to do that, meditating before making any decisions. And by next year, if you just kind of stick with it from now until next year, February, I'm getting it would be like a major 360 change. Let's see what else. So like I said, this beginning of the reading, or the whole reading so far, it's just the energy I'm getting. It's like a new start is coming, but It's going to be a whole year worth of work, okay? And remind yourself that you and your loved ones are safe. So what I'm getting, make sure you're not fearing that it's impossible to have a good life in this humanity, what's going on just with the earth. So just make sure you're focusing, meditating, and praying when it comes to Most High and God. Let's see what else. Let's see, when it comes to, so I'm getting a lot of negative energy when it comes to possibly not being open-minded, not releasing negativity, being defensive or offended. Okay, so just make sure, like, this is for like man or woman, if it's just really hard to kind of shake some negativity off or having a really hard time in life right now, make sure you really do a 360. Take some time to enlighten yourself when it comes to meditation, prayer, possibly a retreat, a journey, self-work, self-development, dark night of the soul, shadow work, really working through some deep root trauma when it comes to releasing negativity. So like a very pessimistic negativity outlook just on life in general, right? So life is a gift, so remind yourself, no one's promised tomorrow, but make sure you're releasing all negativity, old negativity, new negativity, from now until October. And working through your fears also now until October. So I'm getting the negativity could be coming from the fears, having fears. Okay, so fears could be 1,000,001 things. Releasing negativity. So this could be about working through your fears, but because of not working through fears, it can bring a lot of negativity. So just make sure, I'm getting that real heavy, just make sure you are working through your fears so this negativity won't be tagging along or creating more negativity. And that's what I'm getting. And those two are for from now until October. Let's see what else. Yeah, so based off from now until October, or even just now in general, keeping that momentum going. Any conclusions on possibly any fears or just negativity or things that just seems to be happening back to back, conclusions are within reach. But as long as you're not fearing anything and working through your fears, so working through tough times or trials and tribulations, there will be a release on all this negativity that's basically seems like it's following or coming back to back. Or see what else. Yeah, adjustments are required. So I'm getting fears, adjustments are required, releasing the negativity, and conclusions are within reach. This is just an energy reading, spiritual development. So yeah, I'm getting this heavy energy with this, what needs to be released, okay? So this could be, those fears. This could be maybe something is aware that needs to be released. It could be a pattern. It could be a situation. It could be an environment. It could be a job. It could be community. It could be a relationship. It could be money. It could be 1,000,001 things. So whatever needs to be released, then that fear can be released and that negative. So I'm getting fear, what needs to be released, and that negativity, and the adjustments are required at this time. And I'm getting that, like, that is the conclusion, okay? When it comes to stuff like this, negativity or what needs to be released or working through fears, remind yourself it could always be worse. So we don't want to wait to try to figure out, oh my God, is it going to get worse? You want to kind of go ahead and work through whatever is going on that is possibly not a good situation. You want to hurry up and release that so you don't have to get to the factor where, oh my God, it could get worse, because things could always be worse. So you got to remind yourself it could always be worse. Let's see what else. Yeah, the energy is gaining momentum. So what I'm getting, that energy is gaining momentum. So that goes along with what I said about it could always be worse. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. All right. So if things are really bad right now, it's time to release some things. Okay. And if things are going good right now, then hey, the energy is gaining momentum, but it still is being tested. So I'm getting, when it comes to faith, Most High, God, possibly meditation, or making some type of life path or life purpose adjustments, that commitment alone, that is a full commitment, is being extremely tested, all right? Let's see what else. Yeah, a new cycle is trying to begin. So that will be based on the previous topics we were talking about. So I'm not going to get too much into that. Just in order for a new cycle to begin, sometimes we have to really make some major life path, life purpose adjustments. And that can be from now until early October. Let's see. Yeah, early October. Let's see what else. Remind yourself you're good enough, right? So when it comes to anything good or bad, working through stuff, remind yourself you're good enough, okay? And the more you know and can have faith in that you're good enough for anything that you want to accomplish or do, then it could be set in stone. But if you're working through the energy of not making any major changes or allowing a newer cycle to begin, especially if this has been an old cycle, rewind, and just an unfortunate cycle, then nothing is yet set in stone. So that's just what I'm getting right there. So you're good enough, you believe you're good enough, then it'll be set in stone. If you don't believe you're not good enough, then it's not going to be set in stone. You will still be repeating a cycle that doesn't have to be repeated, all right? As far as any answers are coming. So don't worry about the answers. The answers will come faster after any things that are causing negativity or anything like that. And the answers could be coming in from now until, let's see, possibly July. Yeah, any answers. So continue to stay in meditation and prayer so you can possibly get the answers faster. But that would be based on the work of what has been let go and what needs to change, so a newer cycle can basically start. So let's see what else. Yeah, so I'm getting full surrender to divine, which is Most High, God. And I'm getting that on mind, body, soul, spirit. Full surrender when it comes to Most High and God. And if that means, really going to find God, if you already don't believe in God, then I'm getting a full surrender to divine, because this goes back to it could always be worse. So in all actuality, no one wants to try to stick around and figure out, oh my God, what's going to happen if it gets worse. So if it's already, this applies. So if it's already worse now, then you want to jump ship. Based off surrender to the divine, you are extremely close to achieving any goals. So it could, your life could change in the next second or the next minute. When it comes to surrender to the divine. So it goes back to the beginning. Make sure you believe in the impossible, believing in the Creator, believing that you are worth living and experiencing the best, Most High paradise or opportunities that you want, your vision or your dreams or your aspirations. So make sure you're holding on to your vision. Make sure you hold it on. Like, hold on to your vision, because you're extremely close to achieving your goal. But you can't let people, place, or thing or situation change that for you, thinking that it's not doable or possible. All right, what else? Don't let nobody, people, place, or thing tell you you can't do something that you want to do. That's what I'm getting. So make sure you're balancing your spirituality and your practicality. So your mind, body, spirit, integrity, and your beliefs. And I'm getting that from now until February next year. I mean, you want to do that all the time to the best of your ability, but from now until February, I'm getting a high peak. So like possibly your highest peak will approach in April of next year. But before the highest peak could come full in by next year in April, make sure you're doing all the work so that you can reach that high peak. Okay, communication is key. Communication is going to be extremely key from now until July. So make sure you are focusing on clear, direct, cut, straight up communication. That's going to be your key to where is it that you want to be. So make sure you're speaking up for yourself. Make sure you are, speaking to yourself directly, being upfront and straightforward with yourself and others. Because based off your communication and what's coming out of your mouth, off of your tongue, that's going to be your key. Okay, so that goes as far as, your prayers. What exactly you're talking to God about? Most High, what are you talking to the people that are in your path? What are you saying? Because all of that is going to be the key. Let's see what else. Yeah, prosperity lies ahead. So that communication is going to be the key when it comes to your prosperity that lies ahead. And that could happen from now until next year, May. A win-win outcome is in the forecast. So from now until October, this October. So just continue to keep putting in the work within self. Let's see what else. Make sure you're not letting pride get in your way. So, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, or, set some boundaries or create new boundaries. Make sure you're moving with that bold energy from now until, now until August. So do not let pride get in your way. Do not let your own pride get in your way, and do not let the pride of others get in your way too. So this is within self. Any personal issues will reach a resolution from now until next year in June. From now until June, a personal issue. So this could be something that has to stretch out. If it's like a personal issue, it could be as simple as like going to therapy or something. Like you're investing in a year in therapy and it's not over until next year, and you won't see the answer to that or any investments that you made until next year in June. Okay, so just don't give up on any personal issues that need to reach a resolution. Let's see. Make sure when it comes to like your dreams and or any goals or short-term goals or even long-term goals, make sure you got a practical plan. So it doesn't have to be perfected or perfection. It's nothing wrong with that if that's what you need, but if you could just get a basic plan together that's practical, simple, if the simplest or simplify for yourself, this plan or whatever you want to happen in the new chapter or the next chapter of your life, you're gonna have to have that practical plan. You gotta have a plan. So make sure you're not winging it. Make sure you have short-term goals, long-term goals, and make sure you're moving in that energy where if this is your vision and this is what you want to do and this is your practical plan, Don't let nobody tell you your dream or your plan can't work for you, alright? So from now until May next year. Confidence is your key to success. Make sure you are, confidence is the key to your success. So make sure you're moving in that bold energy. You know, self-confidence. I'm getting self-confidence. Don't be so concerned about what others may think about your confidence. I'm getting that. So make sure you're confident within yourself to make decisions, to make bold moves for self in your life path and in your life purpose. Make sure you're not skipping over any healing or any healing that needs to be done. So I'm getting self-reflection, possibly seeing a therapist or a psychologist or a doctor, anything that has to do with health or anything that has to do with mind health. Make sure you're not eliminating that, because that's going to be the major key as well when it comes to healing any shadow work or dark night of the soul. And dark night of the soul and shadow work, I feel like everybody needs help with that. Nobody could do it alone. Even if you are the most strongest, toughest person to, obviously you say your prayers to Most High and God, but there's nothing wrong with like getting help or professional help or people that could help based off of any healing that needs to be done. Let's see. So that's very important. Make sure you're not trying to mask any healing that needs to be done. Let's see what else. Or any of your concerns where you feel like, oh, maybe I need healing. Maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm right. So stuff like that. You expect a powerful change. A powerful change. Not just a change, but a powerful change. And continue to have faith in yourself and in your dreams. And make sure you're not telling yourself that anything that you put your mind, heart, and soul to, that nothing's going to come out of the situation, all right? So make sure you're not being distracted off of what do you want to do with your life, thinking that nothing will come out of the situation, or if people, place, or thing are exuding that energy into your consciousness or your spirit. Okay, make sure you're going with your intuition and your decision making, because you will be surprised. Make sure if you have an opportunity to give rather than take, make sure you're doing that from now until September. I mean, you want to, help as much as you can if you have to help, but you don't want to be taken from people, bringing in like energy that's just not like reciprocal or like equally yoked. Like you want to give so that you can receive, and vice versa. You want to be around people that can give and receive as well. And that's from now until September. Let's see. When it comes to any cycles, it's going to be hard. Like, that's what I'm getting. It's going to be hard from now until possibly early January of next year. So it's going to be some little tough mountains and hills and potholes and all types of cycles that are going to be tough. Okay, so the end of a tough cycle it hasn't approached yet. But as long as you're doing the work, you're going to see how far you have came within a year. And you're going to see a lot of mountains or situations really end, so that you can free up the energy and have more energy to keep approaching these tough cycles, right? And that's going to be perfect, because within a year it's going to be that most powerful change. So it's going to be something that's completed that was like completely impossible, right? So just remind yourself that don't lose momentum now. Don't lose your strength now. Don't give up. Don't, get weak now. Don't get weak in the knees now. Just keep focusing on getting over these hurdles. Okay. Let's see what else. Your hard work will pay off, and you're going to realize that. You're going to realize it going through these trials and tribulations and these hurdles. You're going to realize that but you're really going to realize that by January next year, and your hard work is going to be paid off. So this could be as simple as like a big debt, or it could be as simple as finishing something that was just extremely tough and you don't even got to deal with it no more type thing, but your hard work is going to pay off. So don't give up. That's what I'm getting. Make sure you're bringing love into your situation about within self. So I'm getting, you're going to need a lot of self-love from now until the beginning of next year. I mean, you want to have that all the time, obviously, but you're going to need a lot of self-love this situation in order to really realize that you can make it, you did it, you've came a long way, you've accomplished possibly the hardest chapters of your life. So you're going to get like some room, some real room, a 360 on any major crisis or any type of tragedies or any type of something that was just kind of like really blocking your path from getting into your life purpose or life path and stuff like that. Make sure you're being bold and making the first move, especially if it's something that you want to accomplish or you feel like that it is something you're supposed to be doing. So just make sure you're being bold and making the first move and not assuming that, you know, things are not going to work out for you or you're going to get a no. Just make sure you're not focusing on like, oh, it's not going to happen or it's impossible, I'm going to get a no. Or just make sure you're being bold and making the first move, especially if it's like in your mind, body, spirit. You know, you're saying your prayers, saying meditation, you feel like, all right, let me make a move. And so only you would know that. In this reading is for a man or a woman when it comes to spiritual discernment or development or just like healing journey or just discovery. Okay, so that is the message I have for today. This was not as long as I expected it to be, but I just wanted to see if I was missing anything. Alright, so my name is Zena. Thank you for watching Zena Gallery, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Bye bye.